Yeah, Lauren, that's the big question. Many of them did not know. Many of these are people who actually showed their IDs to vote, thought that everything was all good months ago when they voted, only to find out that they were on that list. Some of them got those postcards in the mail, but some of them say it was a complete surprise to them. After trading life in the Big Apple for the Bull City, Robin Kaplan Foreman was ready to cast her first ballot in the community she now calls home.
I was incredibly excited to vote. I love North Carolina. We moved here 2 years ago.
She says she showed her passport and thought everything was good. It wasn't until she saw the stories about the close Supreme Court race and Jefferson Griffin's challenges that she searched the database and saw her own name on the list.
I had double and triple checked. I had gone through the process to get various forms of not approval, but I'd registered myself to vote following multiple protocols. So I was surprised, and then I was very angry.
She was never given a reason, and she thinks it's because she has a hyphenated name that didn't match. In light of today's ruling, she and other voters now left wondering what to do.
This is going to cause so much confusion. There is no process in place for us to prove that our ballots are legitimate. And there's no process in place to contact the 65,000 people that are on that list.
Under the court's decision, rather than simply toss out all the impacted ballots, voters would need to be notified and given 15 days to show proof of identity. But when that clock would start is up in the air, since Riggs is appealing the case. Even one man who sat on the highest court himself, former Justice Bob Orr, says this ruling is confusing and it puts an unfair burden on voters who were following the rules.
If they miss the deadline or they don't have that documentation, their votes, at least at this point under this decision, will be disqualified. But then there's the process of actually figuring out, well, who did they vote for, and subtracting that from the totals in this race.
He also says regardless of the decision, there are still a lot of unanswered legal questions. And in a perpetual purple state like North Carolina, this could create future problems anytime an election is this close again.
I do worry that this litigation is setting a precedent for trying to undermine the integrity of elections.
Yeah, 4 months and counting, and again, still the only uncalled race from 2024, and even this legal process is not over. So what happens next? In light of that Court of Appeals ruling, Riggs says she is going to appeal it to the Supreme Court, but they're not required to take the case. If they do decide to take the case, Riggs has said she would recuse herself from the case, so that would leave 6 justices, 5 Republicans, and 1 Democrat to make that ruling. And if that doesn't go Riggs's way, she could still take the case back to federal court, trying to put a federal argument in place. So far from over, and again, no end in sight, but that 15-day window not starting anytime soon, but obviously very confusing process for those voters across our state that are impacted by this. Reporting live, Tom George, ABC 11 Eyewitness News.